What's going on, everyone? Matthew here with BTC Daily Reflections. Right now, currently, we're looking at 68,317 for Bitcoin currently, and we have, I forget what time it is here. It's almost around 5 p.m., I think, Central Time here in Minnesota way. Not that big of a deal, 4:30 maybe. Anyhow, I just wanted to say, not much has changed here in the numbers for Bitcoin, but there's still time to think about stuff, obviously. Like was been saying over and over, long term, that's okay. HODL, hold on for dear life. We can all do that and stack. We just got to get the stats up. We just got to worry about getting more and more, whether it's a lower amount or not. I know I was posting some funny short videos and stuff, and my first one, I sounded kind of like a robot. It was kind of like fucking but that's okay. It's funny. The one today I thought was pretty funny too. Honest Abe, man, he says, pinch pennies, say buy Bitcoin, right? Anyhow, I'm not a professional financial advisor, so I please would like everyone just to, note that these are my opinions and things like that of such, and trade at your own risk, right? And go through life, obviously, at your own risk with things here too, the daily reflections part. But back to the basics here. Let's just think of, again, you have that target set, kind of what you want to go, where you want to go, how you're going to maybe purchase, what target amounts you want to purchase at. Like you said, it will be dropping here soon. And even if you just go for, you buy a little bit at each 10% drop or whatever, just buying the red, things like that is okay. But, think about where you're going to be storing your Bitcoin, stuff like that. The private keys, not your keys, not your Bitcoin, right? Not your keys, not your cash, all that kind of stuff you hear. Just think of what you want to do, and I'm not going to promote any kind of cold wallet, but do some research. It's so easy to just kind of look at videos like this. But, people saying things and Google, right, and all that happy stuff, Safari and all that happy junk, we can search things and find out what we could purchase and get people's opinions on stuff, and you can get the rankings on all these cold wallets. So just kind of go through. There's some really good, easy ones. It's pretty basic. I just have the phone here, so I record this stuff off the phone. And, the Bitcoin purchases and all that, it's basically off my phone. But you can have cold wallets and all that good stuff still. Plenty of things out there. I just want to quick shout out, I had a subscriber. I know it's nothing crazy, but the first one, I thought that's pretty cool. Very cool, actually. So thank you, whoever you are. That's very nice. It's great. Even if I just reach one person, right? That's all that matters. I don't care. And I can get on here and ramble, instead of the wife bitching at me all the time, which happens and probably will start happening soon. Anyways, again, thank you. Everyone, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, whoever's here. Watch some of these short videos I do. I'm going to keep trying to do them at work and stuff. I'm a lazy county worker here in Minnesota, right? But we get some time on breaks so I can make a quick little short and things like that. I think it's kind of funny. Anyhow, that's hence this get up here. And we got the snow coming again here. I'm just so tired of the snow in Minnesota, man. Gosh darn it here. It's my job, I know, among, road maintenance as well, but plowing's a big part of that. And I'm just over it. I'm ready for spring here. It's, April 1st, man. Like, we got to have spring. I don't want to be messing around with plowing snow. But that being said, a little bit of overtime, right? Save it, hold on, wait for the drop like I'm talking about, and I'll be purchasing more Bitcoin. So, and what I can, obviously set aside money for the family and everything, all that. Like I said, we got 5 kids. I can go into some of that a little more too. It's, we got 3 girls, 2 boys, and our 2 boys actually have severe autism. So we hit the lottery on that somehow, some way, but I know it's pretty rare. Actually, the U of M here in Minnesota was trying to do some genetic testing on us. Maybe there's something, they could find, and they found really nothing other than, we have 2 sons with autism, and our one daughter, she's borderline, but they just, diagnose her with ADHD. But anyways, that's cool. None of that really matters other than me getting on here and venting a little bit and talking about it, not my control, right? It's the Lord's will or the higher power's will, whatever you want to say, whatever you're into, that for me, it's I like to call God of some sorts. But yeah, so the Lord has a plan for me, and that's what I'm going to do. So the only thing we can just try is one step at a time and keep moving forward, and talk with people and be open and don't just hold things in. So that's what we're doing. But anyways, like I was saying, cold wallets, you can look at some of that. There's all kinds of different things. And then where you're going to purchase. You got some of these accounts. Obviously, there's a lot of things out there for purchasing Bitcoin, and I hear a lot of people not really talking shit, but, I'm not trying to promote it by any means, but like Robinhood now, Robinhood Crypto and Robinhood Gold, actually, I'm a member of that. But a lot of people want to start talking about Kraken and all that, and I'm part of Kraken too, just to see what it's about. But I've noticed that on Robinhood, it's cheaper. The fees are cheaper. So when I'm doing things like that and the pricing and all that, it ends up being cheaper. I kind of look into it. And again, I'm no hardcore expert on it, but things are cheaper, and I know even with crypto.com, I was talking to a friend and the fees for purchasing were, lower than the crypto.com too. So I don't know. But anyways, look at things yourself, whatever you're comfortable with. If you have a friend that just does it and can help you along or give you some insight on some of these purchasing apps, go ahead and do it. You just got to start purchasing. If you don't already, I'm sure you already do. If you're watching this channel in the cold areas or whatever you want to call it, crypto is kind of, Bitcoin especially, right now it's not the hottest subject out there. So if you're watching these videos and things like that, chances are you're in it for the long haul, right? Or someone hardcore that's in it for the long haul. So you're here. That's good, because when things start going up and up, it's going to be even better. Okay. Excuse me. So right now, again, we just start stacking. However you want to do it. You want to set money aside and wait, like I said, for these big drops and these targets. Again, personally, I'm waiting for it to drop below 60. A lot of the people say out there it's going to go below, and that's kind of one of the breaking points. And then it could go lower, and that's what I'm hoping for personally. 60, 55, down to 52, 48, 46, roughly. I know it's shit I've already been saying, but those are kind of the targets I'm waiting for to see. So again, first we got to break below 60. And there's plenty of people that say that, or even getting down close to that amount, even 62 would start getting excited, and see how it can go from there, because in the long term, we know it's going to go up. And these cycles, again, I mentioned it yesterday, but the cycles are changing. It's not as long as they once were. So let's just be wary of that too. And that's good. That's just all good things, right? Things will start happening a little faster, a little quicker. And that means, Bitcoin's maturing. It's growing. So that's good. That's what we want, and I don't dabble in any of the shit coins or anything, but if people are able to do that, good for you, more power to you. But personally, I just focus all that on Bitcoin and my pensions, and then the home here, the home we live in. We have plenty of equity in the home, not to brag or anything, but when I go to retire someday, like my first video I mentioned, that's my goal, is I want to retire at 55. I don't want to be doing this, bitching about snow, getting woke up. For me, I get woke up at 12:30 to go in and plow snow a.m., that fucking sucks. I don't want to do that forever. So I'm hoping at 55 I can be done. That is my goal, and that's what I'm setting out to do. So like I said, we got Bitcoin as an investment, and we got the home equity. We'll end up selling a house in the future, not looking to do that now, because again, we got a home that can house our 5 children, me and my wife. So there's 7 of us, obviously, in the whole household. We need a big house. We're somewhat central northern Minnesota area. We were able to afford it. Can't now. If we were to go to buy now, we'd be fucked. That's part of the fiat. Everything, the cost of living is just getting crazy, dude. And part of that is obviously the dollar is losing value every day, right? We know inflation's going up. They keep printing more. They can adjust. They can affect what our homes are worth. That sucks. I don't want to be part of that. I'm sure you don't want to be part of that either in the long term. So we do things like Bitcoin, hopefully, and let's see what happens from there, right? And use these other assets too, to help propel us forward, So we're not just relying on Bitcoin, because I'm still, not to say I'm scared or anything, but My wife would not let me. I got a family, so I can't just put all the money in Bitcoin. If I was single again and everything, I would be in a trailer home or some kind of cheap rental place, and I would put everything I could into Bitcoin, honestly. And then what I did not have going to my pensions as well, because that's nice, and it helps with the healthcare and everything, of course, with the job that I have. I'm grateful for that. Don't get me wrong. I am grateful to have a good job that can sustain what I need currently, and help my family and keep us with healthcare and all the benefits that we need. That's proper. That's awesome. So again, that's part of being a Minnesota government worker, so to speak. But yes, I'm one of the guys that leans on the shovels, right? But no, honestly, I'm grateful for the job, and I'm just grateful to be here and grateful to be talking to you guys. And again, like I mentioned yesterday, please, I know the video's getting a little long. I try to keep them short, but I want people, if you're struggling out there with addiction, again, focus on getting help. Go to a meeting, ask for help, intergroups, or you can look online. You got the 319.org. That is a constant Zoom meeting where they do, it's a constant AA meeting, but it's on Zoom 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you can hop on there right now and just listen to a meeting if you've never been to one. And then you can see kind of how it works and what people talk about and how people share and get some numbers and go from there. You're not alone. So please don't be stuck in addiction alone. And, again, don't sit here and let our dollars spin around alone, right? Let's figure this out, man. Let's do it together. So stack, baby. Let's stack together. Again, I want to thank you all for taking the time here to listen to me. And I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night.